topic of my presentation is hallucination. Can anyone tell me what's the meaning of Hallyu? Anyone? Yeah, it's a Korean wave from someone who goes to Korea very often. It's the Korean wave, and of course you know the Generation Z. And this has been a major phenomenon of late, especially in the last 5 years or so. Anyone has daughters? I'm purposely saying daughters because they are the major TG here. Around 10 plus years. Anyone? Anyone gets pestered every month to get some Korean merchandise or to attend Korean classes or to go to origami or any other Korean restaurant? Okay, so I just want you to watch this video. And by the way, that's happening in India. This happened in 2019.
A lot of people say that videos are the reason they are alive.
So this whole bunch of fans are from all across the country. So when I spoke to the Inox manager, because this is a movie called BTS, which is behind the scenes of, it's basically a documentary 1 hour long. So they were planning to screen it in just 4 cities. And they said, we went for coffee, and by the time we came back, all the tickets were sold, and we started getting calls from different cities to screen it in their places. So finally, they screened it in 88 cities, and they had a huge audience, like you saw. Just to give you a short history, it all started when Psy came big in the Indian scene, and also IPL played this Gangnam Style. So Gangnam Style was original harbinger of K-pop in India, but no one knew that time that it was K-pop. Everyone thought, okay, it's just another pop video, right? And then slowly you had K-pop concerts largely happening from the Northeast. Then you had a K-pop themed cafe in India, in Delhi. By the way, there is a KCCI, Korean Cultural Center of India in Delhi, who have also a kind of a Korean cafe. And if you go to see what's happening now, pretty much every top K-pop artist is there on the Spotify's maximum list. So BTS is first, of course, Blackpink ranks second, and August D ranks fourth, and EXO ranks fifth, In fact, the whole thing also started because Karan Johar had gone for a fashion show somewhere in Southeast Asia, and he met this K from EXO. He didn't know who he was, but some people from India, they tweeted saying that, please click a picture with him. And when he clicked a picture with K, no one recognized Karan Johar, but everyone was tweeting about K. And now there has been a 350% rise on K-pop songs streams on Ghana. The number of K-pop fans increased in India by about 45%, almost more than 15 million. And the number of followers of K-pop and K-drama has also increased significantly by 40% and has reached over 100 million. So I'm just giving you brief numbers. 38% increase in people who are learning the Korean language. So when I went to Korea, I met two girls who were like from smaller cities. So now it's no longer a big city phenomenon. In fact, it's become more of a small city phenomenon as well. I met two girls. One was from Amravati, second one was from Pune. They both learned Korean, went to Korea, got married to a Korean, and they are living there. Okay? So that's the extent of craze, that's the extent of obsession, I would say, which goes with this. And in a way, it's good news for a lot of brands because the engagement rate of these fans is very high. So it's not your regular, even Shah Rukh Khan fans or nothing like that. So when the fans decide that they want to make an album very popular, they tweet within themselves, and everyone goes to buy that star's album, and it becomes the bestseller. That's the extent of fandom. There is also a whole lot of Indian tourists visiting Korea. In fact, I was talking to the gentleman here who is from Thomas Cook, and he was saying that there's a huge demand for Korean tourism, and people want to do K-pop tourism. So there, every week, they have like this 4 major channels, SBS, KBS, MBC, and another one, who have one K-pop slot every week of the day, every day of the week, where there are 2 hours, and you see people lined outside like crazy and just waiting to have a glimpse of the stars. Of course, the food is, you see a sudden mushrooming of Korean restaurants all across the country. Why are they so popular in India? And this is my question, this has been my question to a lot of people who are K-pop fans. And what I realized was one of the first and foremost thing is the high values that they bring. So you have to bow down before the elders, you have to call them Oppa and Unni, and then if the senior guys, if you have a boss who is sitting at the restaurant with you, you can't have drinks in front of him. If you're drinking something, you have to cover the drink. So they have a lot of customs. You can't leave the office without the boss leaving. So I wouldn't go there, but yeah. That's cultural similarities. Do you know that Tamil and Korean language have more than 1,500 words in common? Okay? And there is a story of a queen from Ayodhya who went and married an emperor in Korea. And in 2018, the first lady, Mrs. Moon, had come to Ayodhya, and Yogi Adityanath actually has a statue of that queen unveiled in Ayodhya. So a lot of cultural similarities. They are big on social media platforms, so they reply to almost each and every message from fans or get back to them. They have a huge social media thing. And of course, their music and dance is beyond imagination. Riding on K-Wave are already a lot of brands, largely from the fashion industry and food and beauty. Livon did all India contest, and they not all India, I think it was just Northeast. Yeah, Northeast contest where they selected 5 girls and created a band called 5 Hype. This was before the pandemic. I think it just lost a little bit of steam. But if you go to see here, then almost everyone in fashion is leveraging that. There is Flipkart, there is Puma, Myntra, Agio. Everyone is leveraging the K-Wave in some way or the other and trying to target the Gen Z here. Korean beauty, of course, needs no introduction. Everyone wants to be more on that front. Why is Gen Z, again, why Gen Z? Because Gen Z is open to various cultures. They value diversity, and they also have digitally native. They were born in the digital era, so these K-pop stars are huge on digital era. More importantly, a Gen Z is what they like the way the K-pop stars come across. So just to give you an example, when we had a K-pop concert, so I'll come to that case study later, but when we had a concert in India and we were thinking of which song to select, we chose initially a Salman Khan song, but they refused. They said, we don't want a Salman Khan song. We want some softer star. So then we had to go with a Shah Rukh Khan song. So that tells you the extent of choice that they are doing. And we went with the old assumptions that, whenever we used to go to brand managers, they used to say, yeah, who listens to K-pop? We are big on Bollywood. People don't have money for K-pop. There are too many languages, and television and cable is still the main thing. So this was what people were discussing just before the pandemic. But when we researched the fandom, there are already 70 plus fandom groups, and now there are more than 200 fandom groups in India. So just to give you a brief of the fandom, every K-pop band has fandom groups. So the BTS has something called the Army, and different people have different names for the fandom groups, but in any country, so for example, in India, BTS Army is throughout the country. But there are various other K-pop idols who also have fandom groups with different names, and even in the smallest city like Mangalore, Karwar, Kanpur, Lucknow, wherever you go, you'll see that these people come together every month or every 2 months. They have Korean food, they celebrate with K-pop music, dance, and then they go home. And of course, they buy a lot of Korean merchandise. We did an event called K-Fest in 2019 along with the Korean Cultural Center of India and KTO. You see those are the BTS cutouts, people posing with that. Okay, Alexa was one of the K-pop artists that we got, and she was unknown in India. So this is what I tell people, that don't wait for BTS. BTS may or may not come, and they charge more than like $1 million to come, right? So if you want to build a brand, the best way to go is to go with this smaller or medium-sized K-pop groups, which create a lot of noise just by coming to India. And she was unknown. She had not even had an album before.
I need you to say.
This was in Phoenix Mall.
I need you to say my name.
So we got one more group along with Alexa called Into It. Believe me, both these groups were unknown in India till we announced their names just like 10 days ago. And in those 10 days, people not just knew about them, they also knew their songs, and they knew how to dance to their songs as well. So this is what happens when Into It comes to India. Everyone is digitally connected more than actually watching it. They want to stream it live. You see the crowd? You will see that 80% of them are females, but there are 20% males as well. And now the percentage of males is increasing because now the Koreans have got smarter. They have started having girl bands as well. So Blackpink is one of the major girl bands that is leading now. Another thing about fandom is they are crazy. I mean, we landed at 2 a.m. and the guys came out at 5, and the fans were waiting 3 hours at the airport just to have a glimpse of them. And the airport security was asking me, "Kaun aa raha hai? Shah Rukh Khan aa raha hai kya?" You know, that was the craze. And everywhere that we went for a performance, we needed to have a lot of security arranged. Okay, now look at this, what happens. So we integrated some Bollywood to get people excited. And the best part about Korea is that everyone from the ambassador to KCCI to KTO, all their organizations play a wonderful role. So this is the ambassador himself attending our show. And this is us, the New Delhi concert. Social media is very big, and even a major Bollywood follower like Viral Bhayani started tweeting and sharing this. We had a collaboration with Rolling Stone, and they came out with a special edition for K-pop that year. Influencers, there are a lot of influencers. The recent one who has been big on the scene is Arman Malik. He even had a collaboration with a K-pop band where they sang in Hindi and English. Again, PR media coverage was huge, which almost reached 50 million. Now, an interesting thing happened. The interesting thing was that we got a call from Karan Johar's office, yes, Kejo himself, and they wanted to popularize their Student of the Year 2 movie. And they wanted help from the K-pop stars, so you can imagine. And this is what happened. We shot this one camera on a mobile phone in Korea, so you can imagine the level of precision.
So come on everybody say Gilly gilly akka Ye jawani hai diwani Meri rani ruk jao rani Ek zara piche mud ke Chali kahan aise ud ke Gilly gilly akka Gilly gilly akka Gilly gilly akka Pili 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 young and we're crazy.
So the best part is these guys are very flexible. As long as you pay them, they are willing to do whatever you want their brand to do, right? So, but they have a lot of rules, regulations. So they are not like the American stars who will come and like literally hang out in a party or something. They don't like to party. When we went out for a party, they were sitting inside and having sandwiches because in social media and regular media, they want to be portrayed as very moral, ethical guys who don't drink, don't. By the way, they are, most of the times they are in one single house working out in Korea, and no liquor, no smoking, none of the vices, no girlfriends, nothing is supposedly their lifestyle. So that's what they portray. So they don't hang out publicly. They are very shy, most of them. But yeah, if you make them dance to Bollywood, that all those choreographies were done just the night before, and they were able to dance as well. So we had that going viral. Even if you check that now, you'll get it on YouTube. All the stars, Karan Johar, Tiger Shroff, Vishal Dadlani, everyone was tweeting about it. We had lovely social results and Twitter clouds all across the country. Now, we are all brand managers here, CEOs of companies here. How does this apply to us? The idea is not just to keep having just concerts and having them go. Yes, that's the idea. We need to have more K-pop concerts in India, but we also need to have a method in the madness. So the way to go forward is to create a platform based on content and events. Of course, both will serve each other. And then have an ecosystem where there's an online portal, social media, of course, happens. And the main thing here is the fandom. The fandom in India is currently, I would say, almost 10 million people. And these are all girls, like I said earlier, from 10 to 25, comprising 70 to 80% of that. And the remaining will be boys, of course, in the same age range. But the best thing about the fandom is their connectivity. They are so connected to each other, even if they are in smaller cities. So just to give you an idea, when we had Intuit come and they were walking in the audience, when they were singing, some woman managed to slap the behind of one of the boys, and no one saw it. None of us saw it. Even the boy didn't realize it. But someone captured it on camera. And the next day, the message went out to the whole fandom that this lady has to apologize. And this lady apologized on social media. So that's the power of the fandom. Their engagement is superb. So any brand who integrates with them, always, if they say that we use this, the whole fandom follows them. Okay, and the same thing is about their albums and the way it is. So there have been instances of, I don't know if you know this girl called Arya. So she's a girl from Kerala, Mallu girl from Kerala, who won a contest, and now she's a part of a group called X-In, in K-pop group called X-In in Korea. Recently met her, and she was here as well, performing in Delhi last month. But there are many such smaller groups. So the idea is to have these smaller groups come to India, which are much more affordable, build a portal, content platform, and go beyond just going for, because whenever I speak to marketing heads or CEOs, they say, oh yeah, we know BTS, everyone wants BTS merchandise. But to get a BTS is more than like 1 million plus, right? Almost 2 million. So why can't we Yeah, 3 million. That, yeah, and they have their own thing that the event agency will be the international agency and everything. So they have a lot of restrictions, regulations. They still don't know us Indians who can have Indian Chinese food, which by the way is becoming now very popular in the US. So that's one way of building up the whole K-pop fandom, leveraging the power of Gen Z in a unique manner rather than the same old manner where we feed them with different brands. And yeah, that's the way to begin. By the way, a lot of Korean brands themselves have come to India and revamped themselves. So Lotte, if you know Lotte, which makes those, yeah, they have actually bought over Paris, which is the company in Chennai, and now that's also called Lotte. They have bought over Have More Ice Cream. So Have More Ice Creams is a Lotte brand. Okay, we already know that Samsung and LG are here for a long time, and of course Kia is here, Hyundai is here. So a lot of these companies, even in the yeah, Hyundai is here. So yeah, so we have a lot of these companies here. We have a lot of audience here. Like I said, more than 10-15 million audience here. All we need is a platform which gets this audience to consume the brands that you want them to. So it's no longer that the audience wants to consume only Korean brands. They want to consume Indian brands who speak the Korean language, if I might put it that way. So my request to you would be to open up the way you think about Gen Z. And we are planning to have some Korean events with creating a platform for commerce as well with KTO, Kotra, KCCI, Korean Embassy, and Inco and Coca. So that's the whole Korean ecosystem that we have in India. We plan to leverage that, get K-pop. K-dramas are already there, being shown on every OTT platform, and build this platform for brands which are targeting the Generation Z. I hope you had an eye-opener of a presentation. Thank you. Thank you for being here till the end. If there are any questions, we can take it offline, I guess. So thank you very much. I think the next BTS movie is also coming in a month or so. It's called something else. The full form keeps on changing, but it's about BTS. So looking forward to see you there. And if you guys have any questions or any brand managers would like to contact us, I'm always open. Yeah. Yeah. So Anil has a question, what brands are we looking at? Luckily, we are looking at two kinds of brands. One is the brands which target Gen Z. The other type of brands are the ones who target their parents. Please understand that Gen Z is from, like, literally from the age of 10 years to like 25 years. So till 18, you are not an adult. Yeah. So till you're not 18, you can't go out alone as well, right? Plus, these kids depend on the parents for paying for all this merchandise as well as events as well. So it's a dual-edged sword. You can target the parents to get the kids, which works out best. So last time when we did a concert in Delhi, we said, you get the kid, the parent gets 50% off on the tickets. And there was more crowd, right? Because they have, instead of convincing the parents, which is easier because unlike your hip-hop, unlike your rock and heavy metal and everything, where there's a lot of abusing and not so great ethical or family values, here it's all about family values. So parents are more than happy, jao, mere bachche ko bhi leke jao. You know, I have actually seen that, one parent getting 3-4 kids and coming. So I think it's a great way to build that family values as well, get the kids and get the parents together. So brands which are targeting either.
And for that lovely presentation.